Merry Christmas, Mr. Sade.
I despise Christmas.
Shouldn't. Very you.
What do you mean?
Halfway out of the dark.
Welcome to About Time, a Doctor Who podcast. I'm Stephen, and I've been a Doctor Who fan since 2005.
And I'm Ben, and I've never seen the show before.
Now we're watching and discussing every episode of the revived series. And quite frankly, it's about time. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, listeners. We are back for a one-off, for one final Benisode before he takes his little break. How are you today?
I'm alright.
Good. So we're recording this. It's not quite Easter yet, but it's the Easter sort of build-up. It's the Easter period. I never really see Easter as that big a deal. But for some reason, I feel like other people, like even non-Christian, non-religious people, like it seems to be more of a thing now. Like people are treating it like a secondary Christmas.
When I was growing up, my nan would give me and my brother some kind of Easter thing.
Yeah.
With an Easter card. And we would have a roast dinner on Easter Sunday.
Yeah.
But nothing major.
Yeah. So I don't come from a religious family. And for me, like, it's an excuse for a bank holiday and to eat some chocolate. But yeah, apart from that, yeah. But I don't know, just for me, it seems like people are making more of a big deal about it these days. But anyway, we have watched a Christmas special at Easter. Seems a funny time to watch it, but
Is there an Easter special?
there's only ever been one, as far as I'm aware, which is the Planet of the Dead, the one with the bus. Do you remember that one?
Boring.
No, it was all right. Now, so we've watched A Christmas Carol today. Oh my God, Ben. His face.
What?
This is one of my favourite episodes. It's definitely the best Christmas special. And I'm praying that you're not going to be like, meh, puke, puke, and shit all over it.
It was alright.
It was all right. It was more than all right.
I didn't like the story.
Ugh.
I liked the story, but I didn't like one aspect.
What?
Crying out loud. Just let some of these characters have happy endings.
Oh, okay.
Like, I just don't like it. It happens time and time again in this show. Christmas special. No, let's have a bummer. Let's just deliver a bummer. No, let Kazan have his love.
Yeah.
Like,
But it's bittersweet, isn't it?
No. It's Christmas. We've got the bittersweetness with the people in the sky screaming for their lives.
Yeah.
By the way, didn't have to wake her up. He could have just...
What?
He could have used their singing as the echoing.
No, but the point was that her singing was the perfect frequency. Her voice was the perfect frequency.
Oh, I see. I can match it.
Lovely. It's like Katherine Jenkins is in the room with us. Oh, what was that?
I don't know.
Some weird harmonic. You vibrated with the ice crystals. Can I just share with listeners what you said after Katherine Jenkins had said a few lines?
It was rude.
Do you remember what you said? He went, yeah, stick to singing, love.
I have a bad habit of saying love.
You do, but we'll let you off. But yeah.
Singing was faultless.
Oh, yeah,
I loved her
great.
singing. I thought she
and
had
I don't
voice.
think she's that bad in the acting. Like,
her opening line was terrible.
yeah. The bits when she's like expressing wonder and excitement are a bit like twee and a bit annoying.
Yeah. I don't get it.
Okay, what don't you get?
Okay. So, Kazran's dad takes people as collateral
Yes.
for people's borrowing money.
Yes.
She was put as collateral,
Yeah.
but she was dying.
Yeah.
Why would you want to take that as collateral? That's got hardly any collateral to it. Because they could open it up if she's dead. Like, then you've lost your collateral.
That's a good point.
No, it's very convoluted. Like, he added that bit like, oh, she's dying, because they're like, crying out loud, no, you just don't want to give a happy ending.
Can I just say on this whole sad ending thing, Like, it's also happy because they get to have that day together.
No.
Finally. But
He's old.
can I speak?
He's old.
Can I say what I want to say?
If they got married, they'd be on the front page of the new
They're not going to get
Cradle
married.
Snatcher.
They're not going to get married.
They should. Oh, Stephen, no, you can't say anything.
Can I just say what I want to
Persuade
say?
me.
Because I think it ties into this whole theme of this episode, which is that this halfway out of the dark thing, that Christmas is sort of, it's a nice, sweet time in amongst the darkness of winter. And Kazran was halfway out of the dark because he had that glimmer of he could be made better. And it ties in with this, you know, it's a very sad fact that she's only got one day left to live. But also enjoy it while you've got it. Enjoy that one day while you have it. That's what I think. This is such a special episode to me. I watch it even now and I still feel like I'm on the verge of tears throughout the entire thing. Just because it makes me feel things. We'll get on to
Are you Kazran?
Maybe. We'll get on to a certain bit that...
Are you Steve Ran?
Yeah. No joke though. You probably don't remember this, but listeners might. But when we watched Human Nature and Family of Blood, where the Doctor became human, and then John Smith, the human version, was resisting becoming the Doctor. Do you remember?
He was dead.
Yeah. I talked about how when I've been in therapy, I spoke to my therapist about that episode, how much I related to it.
Yeah.
This episode is another episode that I brought up in therapy because there is something about this bitter, wounded old man who doesn't know how to love. I'm trying to make a serious point here.
I am. I'm listening.
You're making funny faces at me.
I'm not. I'm making these move. my flaps. They're opening and closing.
Ben! Oh my God, he's talking about his hoodie, his fleece.
I've got my hoodie over my head, and when I open my mouth, they open my flaps.
Anyway, the point I was trying to make, this bitter, twisted, depressed old man, he gets connected to his younger self. It's the bit that tips me over the edge every single time is that bit, the ghost of the Christmas future, where you think, he thinks that the Doctor's going to show him his future where he dies alone, like the original Scrooge. But then the camera pans around and you see the child looking at this old man and him saying, "Is this what you want to become?" And that just gets me every time because I don't know what it is. Something about child versions of characters and like them seeing their future is like just gets me. Am I making any sense, or you just think I just think
you basically want approval from your inner child.
Yeah.
For the man you've become.
Yeah, but it's that, and then it's also the perspective of
you don't want to become your grandpa.
No, there's nothing wrong with my grandpa. No, but the other way of looking at it is like knowing that you've got a future and who you will become in the future. Because again, not to drag things down too much, but as someone who's suffered with depression, and I'm sure you can relate to this as well, there have been many times in my life where I've not been able to see a future for myself. You know,
donuts are tasty, donuts are sweet.
Move on from that topic.
Donuts are tasty, donuts are sweet.
Anyway, all in all, it's a very special episode for me, and I always enjoy watching it. The ship that they're on is interesting. It's very Star Trek, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not that I know much about Star Trek, but...
Yeah, it was the most boring part of the whole thing, really.
Oh, okay.
It was just like, we didn't want to do a costume, or we're going to have this sexual innuendo that we had sex while he was dressed as a Roman and she was dressed as a police. They're not even in the same time zone.
Yeah, but they're a time-travelling couple. What do you mean? Oh,
a Roman's not going to look at a woman like and be like, "Oh, look at that." He's going to look. He wants to see some broad, Rubenesque woman.
Tell me you're autistic without telling me you're autistic.
Why? Because
you're taking it so literally. It's fantasy roleplay.
I'm good at fantasy.
Are you?
I'm not good at roleplay though. I've never tried.
Anyway.
Donuts are tasty, donuts.
What do you mean? Oh, they didn't want a costume, so they just put them in those.
I didn't like that they weren't in the costumes.
Yeah, it was a joke. It was a typical Stephen Moffat sexual joke.
Puke.
Honeymoon suite. Oh.
That was a hotel ship.
Well, maybe. I guess so. Like a cruise.
Silent night. Oh, that was off. Silent.
Oh, Ben.
Silent.
Ben, I'll say a variant of what you said to Katherine Jenkins. Stick to podcasting, love. What did you think about the planet?
They wanted a fantastical version of A Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
But they wanted this massive spiky thing which was emitting purple light. Well, magenta purple light into the sky.
Yeah.
So they went to a planet and they called it the Christmas, the Crystal Christmas, the Crystal
The Crystal
Fest.
Feast is what they call Christmas.
Yeah.
But then everyone just refers to it as Christmas throughout
But
the
were
episode.
they human or were they aliens?
No, they're humans because he says back on Earth we called it Christmas.
But anyway, how did they get there if the ship could not, if the clouds could only be controlled by a ship? And, like, how do they land if the clouds in the sky were always not letting things land and they didn't have the machine to stop it from going crazy?
Maybe it's not turbulent all the time.
No.
Don't nitpick.
That's not what they said.
What?
They said it was continuously turbulent.
Did they? When did they say that?
When the purple light glowed.
I don't remember them saying that. Anyway, yeah, back on Earth they called it Christmas.
Yeah.
The first settlers here called it the Crystal Feast.
How did they settle that, though? And why would they go back in time? Like, I don't get it.
Oh, aesthetically.
Yeah, and like...
Who knows?
And there's hardly any technology about, and like there's a little bit, but like, it's not even like sophisticated like for today.
Have you ever heard of retro? People like the aesthetic. It's a steampunk sort of aesthetic.
Yes, I get that, Stephen. I get that, but the technology would still be...
What technology?
Today's technology.
What technology did they not have that you think they should have had?
Ovens.
They had ovens.
Microwaves.
I don't know, Ben.
It's
Maybe
that-
maybe they chose to live a simpler life because they thought technology...
No. Technology got them there. The only thing I would accept is that there was a financial crash.
Yeah, okay, we'll go with that then.
And,
There was a financial crash.
Technology could not any longer be
Yeah.
built.
Quiz question. Do you remember the name of the currency they use?
Spoinks?
No. Gideons.
Who was Gideon when he's at home?
Don't know. But they mention it.
I do like that name, Gideon.
Yes. Yeah, I like the aesthetic. When you're walking through the street, it reminds me of, obviously, like a Tim Burton-y sort of aesthetic. You know, the little goggles they put on? It reminds me of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, when they're in the thing.
Yeah. And then also Dr. Seuss, it's a bit like the Grinch, isn't it? The Whoville.
The Grinch is what I first felt.
Whoville.
It's like this, and how they open the story with the Grinch. Like starts with a narrator as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely got that vibe. It's very different from the Russell T Davies Christmas specials that we've had so far. Because his ones tended to be quite... Well, the first two were very sort of modern Earth, very sort of...
I think you need to rephrase that. The first two are pretty shit.
No, Runaway Bride you loved with Catherine Tate.
Oh, first one was pretty shit.
Yeah, I like Christmas Invasion. Anyway,
Stephen, car washing trees.
It wasn't a car wash. It was a blade spinning thing. It was gonna...
No, they looked like... Okay, we can't afford a thing. We're going to film a car wash spinning around.
Oh my god. What I was going to say about the Star Trek-y ship. Again, very different. Now we're in the Moffat era. The show feels different because in Russell's first era, everything in space was very like industrial and rusty and dirty and falling apart. This is the first time really we've seen like a really smooth, glossy kind of ship. You know?
Bit like a peanut.
I wonder what you were going to say then.
Like a peanut.
Do you know what I mean though? Like all, you know, when we've been into space stations and things, it's all...
Yeah, it's very like... Yes, I get what you mean. The aesthetic for ship is very
Those
much
first-
like Star Trek-y.
Yeah, those first 4 to 5 years of the show coming back, we had oily, rusty, clanky.
Oily.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's kind of gone now. It's like now we can have actual like ships like that look like proper things. Not saying I prefer one or the other. I'm just saying it's a different type of thing.
Are you quite finished?
Am I being nerdy
No.
and annoying?
You're being rambly.
Well, I'm not the one going, donuts are tasty, donuts are tasty. You got to
Actually-
do it, and you got to. There's a purple magenta thing going up in the sky.
Don't sing it if you can't sing it right. Donuts are sweet and donuts are tasty. Donuts are sweet and donuts are tasty.
Okay, so Michael Gambon
Yeah.
is the guest star of this episode. Really,
Why does he shout every line?
he doesn't shout every line?
80% of his lines, he shouts.
Okay, I think he's very, very good in this. Really, really good. He was, because he's sadly no longer with us. He was a fine actor.
He was echoing Dumbledore.
No, not really.
He was.
Well, with his, how did you put your name in the goblet of fire?
No, he was going like, leave me alone! Ah!
I love some of his lines there. I despise Christmas.
Yeah, you can hear Dumbledore saying that.
Yeah. In the book, it would have been, I despise Christmas, said Dumbledore calmly. I despise Christmas!
Who's Tiny Tim?
Who's Tiny Tim? Probably that little boy.
But Tiny Tim doesn't throw things at people. Tiny Tim's a nice boy.
There's not a direct parallel. It's not that close an adaptation.
Then don't call it that then. Stephen. Oh, that's another thing I have issues with.
What?
Why the fuck did you call it A Christmas Carol?
Because he was inspired by A Christmas Carol.
Then I would know. That's a story for another day.
Stephen Moffat was inspired by A Christmas Carol, but then within the story...
Yeah, but it'd be copyright, Stephen. If I published a story like this, it'd be like, excuse me, stop stealing the name.
No, it's not copyright. It's public domain. Charles Dickens' public domain. But no, within the story, the Doctor himself is inspired by the story, because remember when the Ding Dong Merrily on High was playing and she's like, what's that noise? And he's like, it's a Christmas Carol. It's a Christmas Carol. It's a Christmas Carol! And then he sort of has the idea, and then he thinks, yeah, it was quite clever.
I forgot to tell the people of the podcast
Yes.
that I found a new show that I'm watching.
Oh, God, it's awful.
It's not. It's very good.
I've only seen little bits of it.
It's called Solar Opposites.
And it's by the same people that did Rick and Morty, isn't it?
Yeah, I like both of them, really.
But isn't he, the main person of Rick and Morty, isn't he problematic?
No, it got cleared.
Did it? Oh, okay. I'm not up to date then. But, yeah, bits I've seen, it's just very weird. Very, very weird. There'll probably be people commenting now saying, oh, you should give it a try, Stephen. It's actually really good.
Solar Opposites, yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
It's got gay representation in it.
Oh, that must be good then. What were we saying before that? Oh, yeah, we're talking about the adaptation of A Christmas Carol. Yeah, it's very loose. It's just inspired by rather than adaptation of it. I love A Christmas Carol, by the way.
We know. This is a Willow audiobook.
Yes. I have done my own audio version of it. Actually, probably one of the ones I'm most proud of. So if anyone... I know it's April, so you probably don't fancy checking it out, but if you ever do, I'll happily point you in the right direction of listening to that.
Yeah.
But yes, it's a fantastic text, that original novella. And it holds up to this day. Like, Stephen Moffat's clearly a fan of it, hence why he based an episode around it.
Is there an episode of Oliver Twist based on Oliver Twist?
Not yet, no.
Are you looking forward to the 12th of April?
I am, yes. You're not.
Next weekend?
It is.
No, because I won't be around.
You won't be watching it.
No.
No, but I will be. Very excited to cover that series with guests.
Have you got your guests lined up?
I do.
Am I on there?
No.
Good.
That's why they're guests, not regulars, not regular co-hosts. That's you. Anywho, one of my favourite bits in this is when he asks, who's that? Points at Abigail. And Kazran says, nobody important. And he says, oh, will it really? In 900 years of time and space, I've never met anyone that wasn't important before.
But she wasn't important to him then.
No, she wasn't, but that's the Doctor saying that that's rude to say that somebody's not important, because everyone is important.
Yeah. Still don't like that.
What?
That it makes no sense.
Go on, what makes no sense?
I told you, like the whole, like, freezing someone who's not...
Oh, freezing her because she's dying. Well, maybe they thought if they freeze her, they'll find a cure in the future.
No, that's not what they were doing. They know that.
And, let's talk about the fish that swim in the fog.
Yeah.
That, when you see them swimming around the light bulb, street lamp.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
They're little guppies, though.
Yeah, and then you got the big ones. And I said to you, you didn't notice, but when he's examining the little fish around the lamppost, you see a shot of his face, and behind him, there's a silhouette in the distance of the shark going past him.
Oh, I didn't
So it's
see
like
that.
a little bit foreshadowing. And I said, did you see that? And you said no.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Because I didn't.
That's
My
all
eyes
right.
were focused on fish.
Yeah. But it's such a cool idea.
Fish swimming in the air.
Yeah, I had a dream once when I was a child, because my dad used to keep fish, tropical fish, in a tank in our dining room. And I had a dream once that I came downstairs in the middle of the night, and there was no water in the tank, but the fish were still in it, just swimming around. And then they swam out the top of the tank, and they were just swimming around in the room, and it was a bit creepy and freaky.
Do you have a fish phobia as well?
No, not a phobia. But if they could fly in the air, I would have a phobia.
Imagine you had a dream with frogs flying in the
Oh,
air.
God. I've had so many dreams with frogs in. Seriously. Does the podcast know this, that I have a phobia of frogs?
No.
Maybe not, but I do, because our cats used to bring them in when I was a child. And I would come down in the morning and there'd be like a massive frog just sitting on the carpet. and they were, and I, oh God, and the worst thing was when one hid in my shoe, and I tried to put my shoe on, and I felt with my foot this squidgy thing in my, and I thought, what's that?
Did you kill it?
Well, it was all, I think basically the cat had been chasing it. It had jumped in my shoe and the cat had been trying to get it out because I came down and I saw the cat fiddling with my shoe. I thought, what are you doing? And then I tried to put my shoe on and there was something in it. I was like, what's that? And I tipped it out and this squidgy thing with a black eye just appeared looking at me and I freaked. And I told my dad and he came and he just picked the shoe up and lobbed it down the garden. But, oh my God, I think that...
You said the frog came out?
No, so it... You know...
Oh, came to the opening?
Came to the opening so you could see it, yeah.
Was it alive?
I don't know.
Oh.
But I think that traumatised me. And to this day, I cannot deal with frogs. As you know. Because you were around my house once.
Oh my God, yeah.
And there was one...
So I had to deal with a frog and Stephen ran out of the room. And the next minute, he was at the door in his parents' house. And there was glass in the door. And he was like, have you got it? Have you got it? I was like... Fuck off!
I have to watch to make sure you're dealing with it properly.
I'm like, fuck off.
Oh my God, yeah, they freak me out. Anyway, so I've had dreams where I'll be in bed and I'll wake up and then try to get out of bed, but there's frogs all over the floor and I can't put my feet on the floor.
Imagine if the doctor would be really sad to you and take you to a frog world.
Yeah, that I would not cope with that.
And they were as big as us and they wore...
Sometimes it's in my dreams, sometimes it's frogs. And sometimes it's spiders. There's like spiders everywhere. And oh my God, I can't. When that's going on, I know I've got some shit going on in my head during the day, because that's obviously my way of dealing with it in the night time. Anyway, lovely letting the listeners into my phobias there.
Spiders on the wall as small as a 10p. Small as 10p. Stephen would be freaking if that was... If it was as big as if it was as big as a pea... Stephen would freak.
No, I can deal with that.
No, you can't.
I can deal with a pea-sized
Stephen, you look up there in the corner sometimes, you go, ugh!
Are you talking about the body is the size of a pea or the whole thing is the size of a pea?
The whole thing.
No, I could deal with that. That's easy.
You couldn't.
I could deal with that.
No, you couldn't.
I could.
Stephen.
Go and get one right now and I'll show you.
I will. I will go get one.
Anywho, this is not a spider podcast or a frog podcast.
No.
A frogcast.
Entertaining.
Sprog.
Spirog. Sprog.
Oh my God, imagine if there was a spider frog.
Oof. With 8 frog legs.
Yeah. Oh my God, new nightmare unlocked. But speaking of which, that segues us nicely onto face spiders, which you had a hissy fit about.
Stephen Moffat. Disney needs to come and collect their wages from you because you stole that from Toy Story.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Pixar, should I say?
The baby head with the spider legs.
Mechanical Meccano legs.
Yeah.
But then he said it sleeps in there. You would freak if you saw that.
Oh yeah, of course I would. But I think that's very funny.
I'd be smart.
Why?
I'm smart.
Why?
Because I'm good.
Yeah. That's very funny when he says, oh, they've specifically evolved to live in your bedroom closet. And then when they're sitting in the closet, he says, are there any face spiders in here? And the doctor says, no, not this time of night. They'll all be sleeping in your mattress.
Creepy,
very creepy.
You're like, what's that weird spring? Oh no, it's a face spider.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm trying to sleep. Oh, it's a face spider.
Anyhow, so there's a lot of this casting thing in this episode where you've got people playing themselves and another generation of their family. So mostly Michael Gambon is Kazran and also Elliot Sardic.
Yeah.
I like how he's basically the same as Elliot. He's just a bit more cockney. What's the face for? He says at one point.
Yeah. I just find that name funny.
What, Elliot?
Sardic.
Oh, Sardic. Someone online I remember saying, is his name that just because he's a sarcastic dick?
Oh my God, yeah, he is sarcastic dick. Couldn't think of a surname. Oh, he's sarcastic, dickhead, Sardic.
Yeah. Another bit I love. I mean, seriously, it gives me goosebumps. Did you not think this was such a good episode?
It was one of the better Christmas specials, yes.
Because that bit when he's showing him the film footage from his childhood, and then he walks, it's projected on a wall with a door in it. He walks through the door, and then because the TARDIS is on the other side of the door, he walks through the door, but then he literally walks into the film.
Yeah,
it's so cool. And that bit when...
But people are not allowed to meet themselves.
Not really, no. They play a bit fast and loose with it, but I think for the sake of the story...
I hate when the rules get twisted because I get them in my head for time travel, and then
Yeah.
oh no, the replication people don't come.
Yeah, I think you have to just say
The thing that attacked the church never comes.
the rules of time travel are what they need to be for the story.
Ugh.
Yeah, I get that that's frustrating. But no, the bit when he's like, because Kazran's watching it like it's a TV show.
Yeah,
You know, when he goes off with the doctor, he's
like,
watching.
Run!
Yeah, but then he keeps turning around and it's like his memory is changing because he's like half remembering it as well.
Yeah, because I like the bit where like they toy with the future, like they toy with him marrying her.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because the painting becomes her.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm like, but now he's still got no one to leave his fortune to.
No, he doesn't, no. Because he did hoard her for too long. What should he have done?
Called a doctor. I just think that came out of nowhere. I just think that there could have been a nice, happy ending.
What, the doctor could have cured her or something?
Not doctor. He's not a doctor.
Yeah.
I hate that he's called the doctor, really.
Oh, God, get over it.
I'm sorry. If someone's having a heart attack on a plane, you wouldn't go, doctor, and he comes along. Oh, fuck. What are you going to do? Point a sonic screwdriver at someone's heart? It doesn't work on biological.
Yeah.
It's like walking. That's the equivalent of like calling out Doctor Mr. Bean coming along. It's like, no, we don't need you.
Yes. Did you like Matt Smith in this episode?
Yeah, he's
He's
alright.
very good. You laughed a lot at that scene where he was doing a card trick and the boy kept saying, no, that's not my card. That was very funny.
He trusted that the boy could read the card.
No, I think he was just really bad at card tricks.
Oh.
But yeah, this episode does open a moral question. If you think about it seriously, in that, yes, he was saving 4,003 people, but does the Doctor have the right to change someone's life
No.
like that? No, he doesn't, really, does he?
No.
Even if we would agree that he's changing him for the better, who are we to say that? Who is the Doctor to say that?
Yeah. The Doctor is bad that way because he feels like he's above.
Yeah. He feels like he's God,
Yeah.
basically.
He basically manipulated someone's choices
Mm.
and made those choices suit him.
Mm. And so if Kazran gets these new memories of the things that he changed, the Doctor changed, does he still remember the old ones as well?
No.
Then how does he
They
know it's been
fade.
changed?
Because it's disorientating for him.
I think it's a bit, but I think it's like a dream, like the old ones.
Some of them are like a distant memory.
Yeah, and I think it's a bit of cognitive dissonance. I love they do it twice for some reason. He does that bit where he turns around towards the camera. It's that bit when he goes, "That never happened," but it did. So
Yes,
good.
it did.
And oh my God, the bow tie. I don't think I've ever noticed that. And you pointed that out.
What?
That he's wearing
he
a bow
said
tie.
cool, and then he starts wearing bow ties.
Yeah. How have I never noticed that? And then middle Kazran, once he gets the hump because Abigail's dying and he says, let's leave it there, he takes off his bow tie. He's like, that's it, I'm discarding the Doctor now, sort of thing. Yeah.
And he got to the point where he was nearly going to get it, but the Doctor ruined it.
Yeah. That shows his conflict there because he was like, I don't want to be like my dad. So then he went for the Doctor, but then he was like,
The Doctor reminds him
the memory of Abigail
that Abigail's dying.
is too painful. Yeah.
Could have asked the Doctor, like, can you heal her? Can you take her to some planet where she gets healed?
Yeah, we don't really know what was wrong with her.
No, it's wishy-washy, and it was in there just to be in there,
Yeah.
and I didn't like that.
Yeah. Having said that, that counter that goes is cool.
What?
You know, and the camera pans around and it's like this ominous counter, this little ticking number.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Who pulls out the number 8 from their arsehole and be like, okay, love, you've only got 8 times to come out of there, and then on the 8th time you've got to live for a day, and then you're dead.
Basically, they're saying she had 8 days to live, I think. So each time she comes out counts as a day. Yeah, okay, it's not perfect. It is a bit wishy-washy. But for the sake of the story, just accept it, I think. So we're watching the montage of the different Christmases, and you said, why is Kazran not getting any older? And I said, oh, he is. And then the next thing you know...
he's dishy.
Even you gasped.
He was quite dishy.
And it's the way Abigail goes, Kazran, like, oh, hello.
Yeah. She knows a good thing when she sees it.
Yeah.
She had very slim pickings because she... Yeah.
Yeah. Is he going to be our Hottie of the Week then?
Yeah, probably.
Hottie of the Week, Hottie of the Week, Hottie of the Week, Hottie of the Week. Let's find out who is Hottie of the Week.
There we go. We found out it's Danny Horn playing Middle Kazran.
But he's got a horn.
Anywho. More brilliant 11th Doctor sort of neurodivergent stuff where Kazran says to him, when girls are crying, are you supposed to talk to them? And Doctor's just like, I have absolutely no idea.
It's quite obvious that you are not the one who finds...
River?
Yeah.
Well, maybe not. And that whole bit about the kissing, and he's like, look, trust me, it's this, or go to your room and design a new kind of screwdriver. Don't make my mistakes. It's very funny.
Go to your room and design a... Oh, masturbate.
No! My God! Where does that come from?
Design a new type of screwdriver?
Yeah, that's what the Doctor's saying that he did. He's never had a decent romantic relationship.
Oh.
Because instead of, when he was young, instead of going about with girls, he went and designed a new kind of screwdriver.
Stephen Moffat. I'm sorry. He makes sexual innuendos left, right and centre.
Well, you've just knocked him out of the water. I was going to say blown him out of the water, but I think that...
I'm not blowing him.
I'm sure he's glad to hear that. Please stop clicking that thing. It's really irritating.
Some people need sensory things.
Yeah, our listeners don't want it.
Oh my God, we have it. We have it.
I hate it, it's ugly, it's really, really fugly. It's time for What the Fashion.
Yeah? What's it?
Why was she wearing like a nightgown with like these ribbed, knitted arm pieces?
Do you mean sleeves?
No, they didn't. No, she wasn't wearing a jumper on. Why was she wearing a jumper underneath that? Okay, I guess it was cold.
Yes.
But it's ugly. Like this taupe brown with that stark white. No thanks.
Okay. I have no comment to make on that at all.
Give her a shawl.
Yeah, I have no comment on that.
Let's find out who's got no fashion sense at all.
Me. Puts my hand up.
I know.
Rude.
I know.
You're the one that nearly went out to a work party dressed as a 70s porn star.
That outfit, I still like that outfit. I still like it to this day. I thought I looked cool.
Well, go out in it then. Don't listen to me.
No, I can't.
I just had an image of you walking down the street with that freak out. Dun, 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 freak out. Dun, 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 dun. Do you know that song?
That was not the tune.
It is. Freak out. No,
it's not.
Freak out.
No, it's not that.
It is.
It's not.
It is.
It's not. It's not.
Yeah.
No.
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 That's what I was doing.
No, you
That
was
is what
not.
I was doing.
No, you weren't. You twisted it and altered it.
Freak out. Freak
you were
out.
doing
That is what I was doing.
You weren't doing that. Stephen has never heard that song before. Do.
How have I sung it if I never knew it before?
You don't know modern music.
That's not modern.
In the grand scheme of things, yes, it is.
Okay, yeah.
We're closer to it's closer to us than it is to Beethoven.
Well, no shit. It's still not modern. Oh, don't start mooing. Don't start mooing. You know, In the Bleak Midwinter has two different tunes. Do you know that?
Yeah, I can do it for you now.
Yeah. That's the one I grew up with that they didn't use in this episode.
What did I do?
So in this episode they do In the bleak midwinter, frosty wind made moan. Excuse the singing. And then when I was in school, we used to sing In the bleak midwinter, frosty wind made moan. Yeah?
May blow.
Made moan.
What are people doing to the wind?
Earth stood hard. Earth stood hard as iron.
Let's wrap this up now.
Okay. Yeah, another favourite line in this is just sort of sums it up, really. Kazran saying, as a very old friend of mine once took a very long time to explain, life isn't fair.
That is Dad.
No, that's him. That's when he's on the phone, they're asking him to save the ship. I think he's on the phone to the president.
Who's his old friend?
His old friend is the doctor. He took a very long time to explain, by which he means introducing him to Abigail, letting him fall in love with her, and then her not being able to come out anymore.
It's like, I don't like you anymore, babes.
Yeah.
I thought she was pregnant.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
I thought that'd be an interesting story.
Oh, that would overcomplicate it, wouldn't it?
Not really.
Yeah, I've already said about the Ghost of Christmas Future bit being the absolute bit that absolutely tears me apart. But then it's
Would you
also...
say it's the best scene in Doctor Who ever?
I don't know about that. It's up there for me. But it's when as well he breaks down and starts crying and then he hugs his child self. And I know it goes against all the laws of time and the universe should implode and all that. But it's beautiful. It's
Healing your inner child.
It's a beautiful image. Yeah, exactly. Healing your inner child.
Because he looks like his dad as well.
Exactly. It is beautiful. Beautifully done. Beautifully written. Beautifully acted. The score. Oh my God, I haven't talked about the score. The music in this episode is beautiful. Don't sigh, because it is. This is the first episode that actually got its own individual soundtrack release. Just one album for an entire episode. And it's one of my favourites. It's amazing. We did a suite from it for Doctor Who Fan Orchestra, including Abigail's song, which, you know, the song she sang at the end to save the day.
So about Shadow and Darkness.
Yeah, that was an original by Murray Gold for this episode. Don't smile, and I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, oh, that explains a lot. That explains why it was shit.
No, if the lyrics were shit, yes.
Yes.
He can't write lyrics.
I won't argue with that. I think he could... Yeah, lyrics are not his strongest.
When you hear silence, you're alone. No shit.
Yeah, but it's a lovely tune. There's a funny story about that song as well, which is that Murray Gold got a phone call from one of the producers. He'd been sent the script for Christmas Carol, but he hadn't had a chance to read it yet. And she goes, so how's the song coming along? And he was like, what song? She goes, the song that Katherine Jenkins sings, and it's the big climax of the episode, and she saves the day. And she's like, because she needs it, because Katherine Jenkins is going on a plane, and she wants to listen to it, and she needs it by tomorrow, or something. And he didn't even realise there was a song. So he wrote it in a day. And
That explains a lot.
oh, don't be so rude. We love Murray Gold on this podcast. I worshipped him in my teens. I know that sounds a bit weird. But literally...
You had a little shrine in your bedroom, didn't you?
Well, no,
You
but...
open the doors and you're like, in the shadowy darkness.
I had a shrine to Murray Gold, and it was on the internet when I started doing MIDI files of all the cues, which I started from the age of 13, and I kept all through my teens till I started the Doctor Who Fan Orchestra. I studied his music and obsessed over it. Again, how nobody spotted I was autistic, I do not know. Looking back, it's like, hello. But yeah. Anywho, so that's A Christmas Carol. No hesitation, I'm going to give this 5 stars. Top notch.
Top notch.
How about you?
I would have given it 5 stars if there was a romantic happy ending.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to knock 0.5 off it.
You can't do 0.5s.
But saying that, I think out of all if I judged it against all Christmas specials,
Yeah.
it would be a disservice to this to put it down lower than 5 stars.
You're giving it 5 stars?
Top notch.
You're giving a Matt Smith episode 5 stars?
Yeah.
I think that's a first for you.
I was very close to giving it 4. Very, very close. But do you know how I do this? Do you know how
Yeah.
I rate it in my head?
Yeah.
Would I watch it again?
Yeah, I know that's how you've always done it, yeah.
I would watch this, not anytime soon.
No.
But it sits nicely on its own.
Yeah, but comparing it to the...
I think having a strong actor like Gambon helped
Yes.
sell the story.
Yeah.
If it was just some random old man just kind of... No, we wouldn't want it.
Yeah.
And Matt Smith is a bit more... He's a bit less trying to be like someone else. And he's finding feels like he's actually...
Yeah.
knows what he wants to do.
I do feel like come this episode he's settled into the role and he really knows who he is, because series 5 he's kind of a bit
all over the shop,
running around with Amy and Rory, and also having Amy, we love Amy and Rory, but having them kind of, they're put off to the side in this episode. You don't see them much. It gives him a chance to just do his thing on his own.
I will be honest, I find them boring.
Oh, do you?
I don't think they're very dynamic. I feel like they're a bit one note and they grate on me a little bit.
Okay. Well, as the Doctor said in this episode, everything's got to end sometime.
Yeah, it's ending soon.
Maybe. So that's that. I have a message I'd like to read out. So we've had a lovely message from Ryan, who has messaged in to say, Dear Stephen and Ben, I wanted to say how great you and the podcast are. Your commentaries are both funny and interesting and a great joy to listen to while walking about. The positivity it brings is something very special. Positivity from you, Ben, occasionally.
I stand up for things.
Yes, you do, to be fair, you really do.
I might not be Doctor Who, but I stand up for everything.
Your enthusiasm for the show is abundant and you have carved out a special place in the fandom, especially with your discussions about your own experiences of being gay and wider discussions of the LGBT sides of the Whoniverse. It's comforting and important to me as a younger member of the gay community. And it's great. Oh, God, I feel so old. I don't know how old Ryan is, but him calling himself a younger member compared to us.
Ryan, we are only... Well, I'm 32 at this time of recording and Stephen's 42.
I beg your pardon? I'm not 42. I'm the same age as you. Anywho, he says, and it's great to have such representation in spaces discussing a show I love. You and your podcast is part of what has inspired me to have recently started my own podcast with one of my friends during my last year of university. Oh, he's in last year of university. About the Golden Girls, arguably one of the best comedy shows of all time.
I would agree. Stephen would not. He doesn't like the Golden Girls.
It's okay. It's made me laugh when you've had it on. I've just not been inspired to watch it thoroughly.
Thank you for being a friend.
Anyway, keep being yourselves and spreading positivity throughout our universe and the Whoniverse. Thank you so much, Ryan. That's a lovely message. We do try.
Ryan, you need to get back in contact so that we can...
we can plug your podcast. Yes, good point. Yes, let us know what it's called and we can share that if any of our listeners are also Golden Girls listeners. Oh, it's called... I found it. It's called Cheesecake on the Lanai.
Oh, Cheesecake on the Lanai.
What does that mean?
So, they eat a lot of cheesecake, and they have a lanai, which...
What's a lanai?
Basically a patio area.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Okay. So, yes, it's called Cheesecake on the Lanai, and I've just found the Instagram page, Cheesecake on the Lanai Pod. So, if that's up your street, give it a listen, and you'll be helping out lovely Ryan.
Lovely Ryan.
Thank you for that. You know what it's time for now, don't you?
Patreon, shout-outs. Patreon, shout-outs.
Our wonderful patrons, we're so grateful to you. And you are as follows. Louisa. Philip. Northerly. Jason. Tom. Louis. Michael. Verna. Heather. Benny. Caleb. Monica. Amber. Jess. Kaylee. Jay. Owen. Natalie. Imogen. Sarah. Aaron. Jake. Janie. Elijah. Tony. Nat. Leah.
Leah.
Lewis.
Lewis.
And Lucy.
And Lucy. Just so you don't feel left out, Lucy. And Lucy.
Indeed. We are eternally grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
We are grateful for your support.
We are about to actually record a couple of special Patreon episodes because we know we're a little bit behind with those. In fact, we owe you 2, which is why we're releasing 2 very soon. But if you sign up, you can also get access to all our previous Patreon episodes that we've done, including Genesis of the Daleks, Christmas quizzes, and we're going to be watching Star Wars, which I've never seen before. And Ben has, and is... Would you say you're a fan of Star Wars?
Not a fan, not a mega fan, but I enjoy the film.
Yeah. So that's going to be one of our episodes, so look forward to that. Apart from that, we will be back... Well, I'll be back very soon to discuss the ongoing series 15 or season 2, depending on what you want to call it, with some guests on the podcast. So that's really exciting. And then after that, Ben will be returning with me to launch into series 6. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, all right.
I know it's a way off, but do you want to know what the first episode's called?
It's called The Impossible Astronaut.
It is, because you saw it on iPlayer come up.
I didn't. I guessed it.
No, you did not guess it. Don't be ridiculous.
I guessed it.
The Impossible Astronaut.
I guessed it.
What does that make you think?
That the most unlikely person is an astronaut.
Okay. And it's also, you might be interested in this, that Series 6 breaks the format that we've established so far in terms of the structure of the series. And we open with a 2-parter.
Boo.
So that's cool.
Boo. Boo. They never get 2-parters right. They never get the pacing right. They never do anything right with the Doctor Who 2-parters. Doctor Who 2-parters.
Okay, we'll find out what you think about that when it happens. But yes, until then, you're going to be busy as a bee with your work.
Busy bee, busy boo, busy bee, boo, boo.
I'm going to be busy watching Doctor Who, which I'm very excited about. I really hope it's good, but I won't hold my breath too much. Until then.
Stay cool, stay safe, stay fantastic.